Okay, I've got a Polaris PB4-60 Polaris booster pump, and the issue I had was when I turned the pump on one day, it would turn on and the motor spun, but it got no pressure. So I suspected something was going on with the impeller, but it was no noise, no racket. Wasn't sure what it was until a few days later when the Polaris booster pump was off, but the main pump was running. I could hear something rattling around inside, and I figured that the impeller had broken somehow. I was concerned that it was the shaft. Luckily, it wasn't. You can see shaft is in good shape. So when I got this open, which taking this apart, it's very easy to do. 6 bolts, 1/2 inch. Just take that volute off. That was much easier to deal with than the old Polaris booster pump, which was great. Had it for a lot of years, but it was difficult to work on compared to this so far. So got that apart, and this guy fell out. So you can see here. At first, I thought that this was where it was joined, but you can see on the new one, it's one piece the way it's made. It's molded. And mine went a few days without changing it, and it's wore smooth. So I was worried that that was rattling around in there and hitting something and damaging it, and that's all it was doing. And I've got to replace this anyway, so that's not a problem. And of course, the replacing the bearing, the porcelain piece of the bearing still in there. I'm just going to leave it, and then of course this part. The back side of the bearing spring was on here like that, and it's much easier to press on than the old one. It doesn't take as much force, as much precision. So put the old one back on. I don't see any wear, no reason to not use it. I'll hit the O-ring, that gasket with the gasket grease, and put this guy back together, and should be fine. Hope this helps. Oh, the impeller does unscrew. It's counterclockwise, so lefty loosey.